Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance. Hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. Today's video I'm going to call it a tool talk or a Q&A, question and answer. And I want to thank Blake Kennedy, the channel's first subscriber, for giving me the ideas to call it a tool talk. He mentioned it in his comment, and I thought that was a good description of what I want to talk about today when I talk about the Veto Tech MCT, but it doesn't have to be the Tech MCT. There's several other Veto bags out there that have these small pouches on the outside. And I'm curious to know what you guys do or how you use these small pouches, what you put in them, if you've done something else that comes up with them. I'm going to share a few things that I've came up with that I use them for, because I don't use them to store anything in, or at least not anything that I need to get to on a regular basis. I think in this one right here, I think I do have some batteries for my lights and for my meter, because I don't have to get in there very often to change those. That's fine with me if I've only got to get in there every once in a while. But to get something in and out that I was going to use on a daily basis, whether it's bits or something like that, it's far too narrow of a pouch to be able to, in my opinion, put something in. So I got to thinking, I was like, there's got to be some things or some other ways people are using this that we would think, oh man, I can't believe I didn't think of that. And I know that one of the things that I have seen on YouTube was, and I also have the Veto MP1 pouch. And so this isn't original to me. I don't know who it was. I watched it a long time ago. And this is basically a belt pouch that I use if I'm doing rough electric or finish electric work or drop sealing, something where I'm going to use the same tools back and forth over and over. I just put this on my belt and I wear this. This right here is meant to go into your pocket if you don't want to put it on a belt or if you're not wearing a belt. But this thing right here fits perfectly inside of one of those small pockets. And so that gives you some more storage if you don't have enough in here, but for me, it allows me to just carry this one bag with this on it in one hand, so it frees up a hand for me as I'm going to wherever I'm going to do the work. I typically also pull my tools out of my MCT, put them in this pouch to use them, so that works for me. And that's the kind of thing that I look forward to maybe seeing in the comments below, some ways that y'all have came up with to use these small pockets, because to me, sticking things in them just doesn't work. So the thing that I wanted to do, and the thing I'm going to share with you today, is I was wanting to come up with a way to get my light attached to my bag, so that, say I'm working outside at night on a condenser unit and I'm checking a capacitor or a contactor, and I can just turn my light on, hook it on my bag, turn my bag in the direction I need it to be lighted up. It's not on the ground, or if I can't find a good place to put it. And since this M12 service light has magnets on the back, my first thought was, well, I took a piece of metal, it's just a 4-square cover, made it to fit in there perfectly and stuck it in there. I'm not going to fit it down in there now. And then that works. I mean, it stuck to my bag, but I wasn't too crazy about it. If I shake this enough, it will fall off, which isn't a big deal if I'm down on the ground, but I didn't want that to happen if I was somewhere that my light could fall off and get damaged or fall into water or something like that. So I was looking for some way to do it that was stronger than that. And I know that I bought I think it's a 90-pound magnet at Home Depot, and it sticks on there a lot harder than that metal. So my original plan was to just do that, and that's better, but I still didn't like that as well. Well, I had this magnetic belt clip from Holstery.com, which I bought it on Amazon. It's made essentially to put onto your belt, wear that, and then stick a tool onto it if you want to do repetitive pulling it on and off. You can do that and wear that on your belt. And it is a crazy strong magnet. I'm not sure how many pounds it is, but it's way stronger than any of the other ones that I have. And with this being able to clip onto your belt, I just basically put that into that top pouch, and now I can put that magnet on there onto my light, and that's not going anywhere. I mean, just to get that off, it will move my bag before that light falls off there. So that works well for that. And then on top of that, with this here, I can, if it's during the daytime and I don't need a light, I can put a tool on there while I'm working and keep taking it on and off instead of setting it on the floor on a, maybe if I'm working and the countertop is nice and I don't want to scratch it. Or say I've got a bigger tool that I get in and out all the time, but it's the only tool I get in and out, but it also won't fit in any of these outside pockets. Well, I could just carry it around on the outside of my bag if I needed to and just leave it there. So it works for that. And then another use for this being on the outside of my bag is if I'm taking off screws from something that I want to save, I essentially have a parts container now where I can just take screws and throw them over in that general direction, and now it will hold on to my fasteners while I'm doing the work so that I don't lose them or they don't roll under something. I know you all know how that goes. If you drop a screw somewhere that's important, that you can't find, how hard that is to deal with. So I really like this. This is kind of my thing that I use on this side. And basically what I use these pockets for is just a slot to hold something that clips on. And after I did this, I did the same thing on the back side with the spider holster clip that I use on my M12 drills. It's essentially a holster, if you haven't seen one of these, and it's got a lever that whenever this peg slides down in there, it will not come out unless you pull up on that lever. And this fits in there, and then it will not come out of there unless I pull up on the lever. So I use this on my belt or in my pants pocket while I'm working. So this gives me a place to store that. But also if I'm carrying this up a ladder or in an attic and I don't want to just depend on this belt clip staying on whatever I hooked it onto, this is a lot more secure. That's not going to go fall off or go anywhere while I have it like that. So again, that's another thing where I'm using this pouch as basically just a place to clip something onto. Also works with tool fastener pouches. I have some of these, so if I'm doing a job where I'm doing a lot of fasteners or I'm taking a lot of parts, I just clip on another little bag, put my fasteners in there, use it for that. The other benefit to this magnet on the front that I didn't show you was, remember I left the original Home Depot magnet back in the back. I turned it around towards the face and the inside, and now on the inside of my bag I have a magnetic spot on the inside of the front cover that I can take my light from the inside of my bag if I'm working at night and I need to be able to see my tools and stick it on there, and now I have a light for that. And the same thing on the inside of my bag, I now have a fastener holder where I can take screws and just throw them on there while I'm working if I've got my bag open, and it works well for that. One thing that I'd like to do, and maybe you guys can help me with that, I haven't really searched it to find a good one. This is I think it's a 6-inch, let's see, 6-inch parts tray. I'd like to find a small one of these that's good. So if y'all have if you've used something that maybe is a 4-inch or a square one would even be better, a rectangle, because now this will fit onto that magnet and stay there. I'd like to have one of these and just leave that on there, but have it to where my bag will shut well. This one's a little bit too big. So maybe you've used a smaller parts bin like this. If you've done that and you've got a good one, leave me a comment below of the one that you've used, and maybe I'll get one of those and try that out. But again, this is a question and answer. I've given you the things that I've come up with to use those pouches for, but I'm really interested to see how you guys use these pouches, or these pockets. I keep calling them pouches, sorry. I know maybe they're intended to be for business cards or something like that. I don't use business cards. I don't get business that way. So that's of no use to me to use that way. I mean, I'm glad Veto gave them to us. It's better than just having a flat face. At least now you have options to do something that you can come up with. But leave a comment down below. How do you use these small pockets on the front of your Veto bags? I hope that what maybe I've done is beneficial to you in some way. But I'm also hoping the comments you leave will help me become more efficient and better at what I do. I hope that y'all, again, have had a great Thanksgiving. I hope that you have a blessed day the rest of the day, and I'll see you on the next video.